Is religion the cause of all problems? In a previous episode titled What Causes Wars and a Possible Resolution, I had pointed out that the root cause of wars is mistaken identity. I suggested that realizing our true identity can resolve most of the conflicts faced by the world. Reacting to that episode, one of the readers felt that though the episode rightly points to the root cause, it falls short of offering a solution. Though I did very briefly talk about ways of alleviating such conflicts, probably there is a need for an elaborate discussion. So, in this episode, I will start discussion on various levels at which interhuman conflicts can be minimized, if not completely eliminated. The answer is going to be a bit long, and probably I need to split that across multiple episodes. So here we go. There are renowned intellectuals like Sam Harris or Richard Dawkins who are of the firm opinion that religions often motivate people in engaging in mutual hatred and conflict. Yes, there was a time in the history when wars were fought in the name of religion. Lot of bloodshed and human rights violation ensued due to religious differences. Unfortunately, that continues to happen even today, maybe in a smaller scale. Does that mean that all religions should be abandoned as a solution to human conflicts? I'm afraid that would be an extreme step. That is like throwing the baby along with the bath water. What we actually need is to understand the religions in the right perspective and not use them as a means to propagate hatred. Also, we need to develop openness to differing religious beliefs and practices. This is one of the solutions that I suggested in that episode. I have come across many who point to Islam as the root cause of today's bloodshed and religious persecution. And there are many radicals who take shelter in wrongly understood Quranic verses to justify their heinous acts. But many people conveniently overlook clear statements in Quran which encourage mutual tolerance. My all-time favorite is this verse in Holy Quran. As an answer to the question, what should be the attitude of a true Muslim towards people who don't accept his faith? Quran says that a true Muslim should say, I don't worship what you worship, nor will you worship what I worship.
لا أعبد ما تعبدون ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد.
Quran 109.2, 109.3. To you, your way, and to me, my way.
لكم دينكم ولي دين.
Quran 109.6. Basically, it is teaching that one should stick to one's beliefs while respecting the belief of others. This is not an isolated verse that I take. There are many such sentences in the Holy Quran which discourage violence in the name of religious beliefs. But how many people who take recourse to Quran to justify their acts really care to read such verses? And how many non-Muslims who blame Quran as a source of violence are aware of these facts? The problem is not in the religion. It is in the inadequate understanding of the religious tenets and a lack of awareness of such often missed details. Can a Christian who has really understood the meaning of the following sentences from Gospel can ever hate anyone, let alone cause harm? On one occasion, Jesus says, You have heard that it was said, show kindness to your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you, love your enemies and bless the one who curses you. Do what is beautiful to the one who hates you. Pray for those who take you by force and persecute you, so that you will become the children of your Father who is in heaven. His sun rises on the good and upon the evil, and his rain descends on the just and on the unjust. If you love only those who love you, what benefit is it to you? Behold, do not even the tax collectors do the same thing? And if you pray for the peace of your brethren only, what excellent thing are you doing? Behold, are not even the tax collectors doing the same thing? Be therefore perfect, just as your Father who is in heaven is perfect. The Holy Gospel of Matthew, chapter 5. How did these intellectuals miss these gems? How did Sam Harris, who has spent years in India studying under various gurus, forget about this very core of Indian thought, namely, only petty minded people think in terms of us and they. A broad minded person considers the entire world as one family. अयं निजः परो वेति गणानां लघुचेतसाम् उदारचरितानां तु वसुधैव कुटुम्बकम्. So, the problem lies not really in the religions, but in proper understanding of it. Yes, many of these things are sometimes taught in religious schools, but that is not enough. Sometimes that is done to show how great one's faith is, and sometimes it even acts as a way to look down on other faiths. That is counterproductive. What we need is an unbiased exposure to each other's faiths. Instead of looking for pitfalls, one needs to focus on the kind of gems that I listed earlier. They are the ones that bring humans together. Not just the humans, but the whole world of beings, as the Hindu saying seems to say. But many grown ups find it difficult to come out of the biases that they have harbored all through their lives. They neither want to change nor they can. Our hope is to expose our children to these values common in all religions to make these young minds more open minded. Such open mindedness gradually fosters closeness, mutual respect, and love. Ultimately, that dawns the fundamental truth that religion is for the sake of humans and not the other way round. That is when the differences that often originate in religious fanaticism get minimized. I hope I have answered the comments by the reader, at least in part. But the real problem is further deep. I will talk about that in the next episode.